So now that we already have the substrate in there, it's time to put our dry wood. This will actually serve as some sort of a stand for your plants, especially that they're trying to adjust into the environment, into the soil or the substrate. This will give it some sort of a stand or a support for your plants. To start with, I am adding the plants. The first one that I'm adding is actually my miniature silver dragon. My husband gave this to me a year ago, and I would like to have this in front of the terrarium because it's a gift from him too. So you go. And then I'll be adding some of the orchid that I have actually I gathered from my plants, my existing plants. I think these orchids will benefit from this terrarium because it will be very humid inside, and at the same time there will be enough light and air circulation. Next one is I have an alocasia silver dragon that I am also adding in here. Alocasia silver dragon is one of my favorite. I just really love this plant. I love the way that the leaves, the pattern in the leaves, it's just so beautiful. So there you go. We have some orchids. My favorite silver dragon that my husband gave me. This became dormant last year, so as you can see, it's just sprouting. But I'm happy that I was able to revive it. Next one is another jewel alocasia, and it's called Alocasia cuprea. This I got this from a local nursery here, and I believe this also became dormant because it was so cold for some time and it just became dormant because of our cold weather here in Washington. There you go. We have Alocasia cuprea, Alocasia silver dragon, and some my Alocasia dragon scale. Next one is a jewel orchid. I'm gonna put that in here. Jewel orchid are very good terrarium plants because they can just easily adapt to the environment. So that goes beside my silver dragon, and it actually grows so well. I was able to propagate this from an original plant, and I was able to sell some of the cuttings I made from it. So that's how good it is. It's just so easy to propagate. So one thing with the alocasia is you have to make sure that you don't disturb their roots, and at the same time you don't expose them to cold weather. So you don't buy or you don't ship alocasia during winter, or else they're gonna be dormant. Next will be I'm planning to put some of my begonia, because if you know me, I love colors. So I will be adding this pink begonia. I forgot the exact name of it, but it'll be good to add them in here and add some color. So begonia are so easy to propagate as long as you give it really good I may have to transfer that, really good humidity. They can just easily grow, and they actually grow so fast in high humidity environment. So yeah, I'm gonna put that begonia in there and we'll see how it goes. I may have to make some changes on this. For now, I'm still looking at, you know, how it looks and see if that's a good arrangement. So there you go. And also, as you add your high humidity loving plants, it will be good to check to make sure that their leaves are not touching each other. So in this case, I have to make some adjustments, and also to make sure that when they grow, there will be enough room for it. What can happen moving forward is I'm going to trim some of these plants, and as I trim them, I'm going to propagate, especially for the begonia. I've done that in my other terrarium. I cut them and then propagate it again in another terrarium. So easy to propagate them. Okay, so for additional high humidity loving plants, I have here my begonia maculata. So this one is already in a moss because it's been I've been propagating it inside a terrarium. So I will just be putting it here and see, it will just actually grow right there. Okay, another one that I'm planning to add in there is my begonia amphioxus, because this one it actually grows so fast and it loves the terrarium setup. This amphioxus can grow really fast and it will be taller, so it's good to put it at the back of the terrarium and then put more substrate to support it. Okay, next one, I am thinking of adding this I forgot the name of this, but I think I've mentioned the name of this in one of my videos. I'm thinking of adding it in front because of its beautiful color, this begonia, and it's a very good it's a fast grower. So as you can see, it has really good color, so, and it's actually spreading this one. So if we will put it down there, I think it will love that location, and hopefully it has a lot of space where it can grow. Another one that I am adding, I'm gonna add is this, at the back will be this Aglonema Pictum Tricolor. Since it's tall, I'm gonna add it at the back so there'll be a good space, and also sort of a background. Good space for it, and also because it's tall, it's going to be a good background plant. So hopefully it will like it there. So Aglonema, this plant, they are so easy to grow, and at the same time, Aglonema Pictum Tricolor is has a really beautiful pattern. So I'm planning to add them at the back and add more substrate to cover the roots. So if I do that, that will be a very good background plant. Let's see. I think I will need to transfer that big begonia leaf, because it might not like that setup there. But as you can see, if I add more substrate at the back, the Aglonema Pictum Tricolor loves that. And since it will be watered properly through that capillary method, it will not be overwatered also. And the misting, it will benefit from the misting. Okay, so hopefully it's not overcrowding. It will actually still be adjusting. I will need to move this because it's just too big for this location. So I'll probably add this in here, the back. There we go. I hope they will love it there. I think my substrate is really nice for this setup because it's really moist, but not too wet of a substrate, and at the same time it will be beneficial for the plant since it is also airy. One thing with these plants, they also want airy substrate to make them breathe. That's one thing that I've noticed with the plants that I've been taking care of. Okay. I have one orchid, Phalaenopsis, that I think will be also a good candidate for this setup. I've been growing this in leca, and I was thinking, since orchids will benefit from the setup, why not, so that eventually we'll have more blooms in there. We can always change it if it doesn't like the condition. Okay, this is a bit overcrowded, so I need to move this a little bit. Okay, there you go. What do you think? I believe that my plants will actually change a little bit eventually, because I will need to make some adjustments. If I see them not thriving, I will adjust. But as you can see, this beautiful begonia is a really good it's a really good one. That's a good position for it because it spreads it spreads horizontally than vertically, so it's good to have that in front. And then eventually my beautiful silver dragon, the small one there, it will grow and it will be bigger for sure. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I'm looking for my favorite. Hold on a second. I will have to be very careful with this one because I heard this is a very picky. It's a very sensitive plant or sensitive begonia, so have to be very careful. This is begonia Julal. It has a very nice color and it's very sensitive. So it has a pink color, and as you can see, it has really good it will have a very good contrast with the green color. I love having different colors in this setup so that it will look really interesting, and contrast make the setup really beautiful and interesting, and it will be a good conversation piece. Okay, so for now I'm actually setting them up and checking if the positioning of the plants is good. So next is my favorite. This is philodendron pink princess. It's still small, so why not? Let's put it there, but I'm sure it will grow really fast with this setup. And then eventually I will have to relocate it, but I am going to put it here because it's my favorite. I'm actually thinking of putting my Monstera albo here, but I am not sure if I have the space. Okay, isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, I think we have more space, so let's put more of my favorite plants in there. I have here my verrucosum, philodendron verrucosum. It has a very nice pattern. Okay, this is my philodendron verrucosum, one of my favorite philodendron because of the pattern of the leaves. And I've been growing this, propagating it from a cutting, and as you can see, that's it's actually the roots are already stuck in the moss, so I'll be adding it here somewhere. But why not? It will be the back because it's already tall, and then eventually I may change my mind and relocate it. But for now, since this is a really good setup for philodendron, for my philodendron, I'll put it here. I'm sure it will love this setup. For philodendron, this is actually climbing, so I may find it really hard to maintain it here because it will need a pole. But I may find another drip wood for where it can climb. We'll see how it goes. We'll have to adjust anyway. Okay, so that's the location of, I think we need more plants and anthurium. I have some anthurium here and more begonia. I have begonia, melanobolata. It is a very interesting begonia, and my plan is to add it in front, at the front of the terrarium, because it will be really interesting as it grows. It will look like it has thorns when it's bigger, so I think I will have to put it at the front. So that's the begonia melanobolata, or actually I correct myself, I'm mixing it up. This is a begonia ferox, the one that has like sort of a thorn when it grows. So hoping that it will be really nice, that it will like this condition and it will grow, because it loves humidity and it loves oh my gosh, I think I broke one of the stem. Okay. Okay. Huh. It's a bit of a challenge for this one, but we will have to put it somewhere that it will not be suffering. So for now, we will have this Begonia Ferox here. So there you go. That will be the initial setup. I'm gonna add moss. Oh, actually, I'm gonna add more substrate for some of the plants in order to cover their roots. Just making sure that their roots are safe, and adding more roots will protect, adding more substrate will protect the roots. Okay. And then lastly, I'll be adding some of the sheet moss. Sheet moss will keep the humidity higher, and it will give that natural look. To the terrarium. Oh, adding more here. And I'm thinking some at the middle. because why not? It will love that setup. Okay, and more front. Okay, so just making sure that nothing is really touching, nothing is touching the leaves. I have to adjust this to make sure that the leaves are okay. And this one. Yep. There we go. And then lastly, we have to clean up the terrarium, and then put the cover. The cover will be this one. Making sure that they're good. Okay, it's a cover. And then next is we have the outlet or the cable. Making sure that the cable will be connected properly. And also we need to put on this tray. We need to add the humidity mist for the plants. Yep, there you go. That's our humidity mist. Making sure that will not spill. Okay, and we'll put it back. We connect it. And you have to make sure that I connect it properly. Okay, and there you go. And we're gonna turn it on. We need to next will be that will be your I have to pause the video and then we'll continue once I have the light on.